Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Marvel Legendary video. Today we're going to be unboxing the new set, Legendary Ant-Man MCU. So we've got Ant-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. So let's take a look in here. So it's 8 heroes, 3 masterminds, 200 cards. Let's take a look at what we got. Now I know I'm a little late to it, but you know, where I pre-ordered it from, they got it in and shipped it as soon as I could get it. So, yeah, so the new exciting Marvel Cinematic Universe Legendary expansion featuring the characters from Ant-Man, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania movies explore the quantum realm and a super small universe that exists between atoms and recapture the adventure with your favorite heroes like Scott Lang, Hope Van Dyne, and more. Now you can team up with Ant-Man, Wasp, Cassie Lang, and other powerful Marvel favorites. Join the fight against evil. I wonder if Cassie will be an Avenger. Anyway, let's take a look. And this is a deluxe box, so it's going to be 200 cards. So we're going to set that over there. We got our stacks here. Oh, Jimmy Woo! We got a bystander. Special bystander. Oh, young Cassie. Nice. We got special bystanders. That's fun. Okay. So let's take a look here. We've got... Alright, we got some new keywords here. So, we have Yellow Jacket, Ghost, and Kang, which we knew. We have Heist, so the new word. And I'll hold this up if you guys want to read it. And pause. But I'll go over all the things and we'll look at it. Transforming Masterminds, heck yeah. Alright, okay, so we have Heist. So some cards say things like Heist, you get +2 recruit. Once per turn, if you've played any heroes with heist abilities or fought any enemies with heist abilities, you can attempt to heist. Which is, to do this, first assemble your crew, count the number of different non-zero costs you have among all your heroes. This is your heist count. Then try to outfox the guards. Reveal the top card of the villain deck and check its printed VP. If your heist count is higher than the VP, the heist worked, using all the heist effects of heroes you played and enemies you fought this turn, if in any order. If your heist is tied with the VP, it all went sideways and you barely escaped, no effects. And if heist is lower, you gain a wound and no heist effect. You can only ever attempt a heist once per turn, no matter the outcome. If you succeed in the heist, do all the heist effects before moving on to playing more heroes or recruiting anymore, or fighting anymore. After your one heist attempt this turn, if you draw additional cards with heist abilities, it will be too late. Heist checks for printed costs, so 4-star or count. 4 count as the same. You don't have to go on a heist. Weigh it carefully. So you look at all the cards of different costs and compare it to the top card of the villain deck. Check its printed VP. So I guess it's probably easy if you get like in solo, maybe easier for the fact that you may have more cards that don't have VP. Heist is a new word. So we've got double cross. Double cross each player means each player reveals their hand and discards one of their highest cost doubles. The cost that has the same as another card in their hand. So, for example, you have 00442. I'm sorry, 4446. So 004446. So 3 4s. You have to discard one of your 4 cost cards. Okay. We've got a higher variety of cards per hero. So each hero has 6 unique cards: 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, and 1. So 3 of the 3 of each. There's 3 commons, 3 copies of each. 2 copies of 2 uncommons, and then the 1 rare. This offers a wider variety of costs to set up, successful heists, and to avoid double crosses. We have Explore, another new keyword here. Some cards say things like blue, Explore. You get attack equal to the found hero's printed attack. Put a hero from the HQ on the bottom of the hero deck and reveal the top 2 cards of the hero deck and and choose which one refills the HQ. Put the other on the bottom of the hero deck. Some cards say give a bonus based on the found hero. The found hero is the one that added to the HQ. So this can work with some cards that look at the top card, and you can kind of guess that way. So that's kind of cool. And then we have ambush schemes. So each villain set in this has an ambush scheme. These are shuffled into the villain deck along the villain group. When an ambush scheme is played from the villain deck, put it next to the normal scheme and do its ambush effect for the rest of the game. Whenever a scheme twist is played, do each scheme twist effect in any order. Each ambush scheme tells you a way to defeat the scheme. When you do that, the current player puts it into their victory pile, scoring the victory points. Ambush schemes aren't villains. They don't enter the city or push anybody. Note, there can only be one ambush scheme in play at a time. If the second one would be put in play, KO the new ambush scheme and play another card from the villain deck instead. So if you're playing with multiple villain groups and you have multiple villain schemes. We've got Conquer, it's back. So Conquer a city space. That city space has villain in it. You get plus attack per the Conquer. So in this example, Rooftops Conquer 2. If a villain's there, you get plus... whoever has Conquer will get +2 attack. Transforming Masterminds. Yes, transform, my favorite keyword. Each Mastermind has double-sided with transform, so they're going to flip back and forth. We have size changing and microscopic size changing back. So size changing, you reduce the cost per that size changing symbol. And then microscopic size changing will reduce it per that symbol. And you can even go negative, gaining stuff. And we have Antics, so another new keyword. Some cards say things like Antics, you get +2 attack. You can use a card's Antics ability only if you have at least 3 cards that cost 1 or 2 or have size changing. The Antics card itself can count towards the one of the 3 if it has 1, 2, and or size changing. Cards you have include both cards you've played this turn and cards in your hand, so both of those can help you with Antics. Use Antics ability at the moment you play the Antics card. It can't be used later on. Okay. Alright, so the game contents here, 8 heroes, 4 villain groups, 3 masterminds, 3 henchmen groups, yes, more henchmen groups, 4 schemes, and 4 new bystanders, 7 total cards. So let's go ahead and break this open here. Let's start with Ant Arm. I wonder if these are alphabetical. Alright, let's get this open. Maybe? Come on. All right. Yeah, maybe it's in... Okay, so we've got Ant Army here. Part of Ant Army, so maybe that's part of another stack. Give me a second. I'm going to organize everything, and then we can look at it. All right, we've got all the piles organized. Let's go through all the heroes here, and we can just start with Ant-Man himself, Scott Lang. So we've got Scott Lang here. We've got... his first common, which is going to be Petty Larceny. Oh, Petty Larceny. He's got the Crime Syndicate team, so that's kind of cool to have more heroes with that team icon. But he's 1 recruit, cost 1, and Heist, you get +2. So that's 3 copies of those. We've got Shocking Support, Blue, Heist, you get +2, and it's 4 cost. We've got 3 of these, which is going to be Ex-Con Security Van. Heist, you make move a villain to an empty city space if you do KO one of your heroes. That's awesome, but it costs 5, so it's a little more pricey. We have 2 of these, which is Anything for Cassie. 1 attack, 1 recruit. Whenever you gain a wound this turn, return that wound to the wound deck, and then Heist, Rescue a Bystander. So this kind of helps, like if you were to do a heist and it doesn't work out, you can mitigate the wound. The other uncommon is going to be putting a crew together. Heist, you get +1 for each different hero cost you have. Okay, pretty straightforward. 2 of those. And then finally, the big score. 8 cost, 4 plus attack. You get +4 if you revealed... If the card you revealed from the villain deck is a Master Strike, KO it and put a card from the Bystander stack on top of the villain deck. That's awesome. That's actually really great. So that's fun. All right, we've got Scott there. Now we've got him as Ant-Man. So let's take a look. First common here is going to be Hitch a Ride on Anthony. Size changing, and then Antics +2 recruits. So size changing, if you play a red card, it's basically free, which is great. We've got Look Out for the Little Guy, which is funny. Size changing green, reveal the top card of your deck if it's green. It has size changing draw, which is awesome, just because then you're always going to get to draw 8-man cards. We've got Shrink Away, size changing. If you play a red hero, all villains mastermind get -1 this turn. Pretty straightforward. We have Bug Swarms, microscopic size changing. Antics, you may KO a card from your hand or discard pile. I know, again, really great. Looks like it's pretty self-contained. That's his first uncommon. His second uncommon is Tiny Little Risk. Microscopic size changing. Heist, you draw 2. So you can basically get him out for free if you have a bunch of red cards. And then finally, Giant Man. Microscopic size changing for green. You get +1 attack for each card you've played this turn that's green and or has microscopic size changing. So it works with all the existing Ant-Man stuff because there's a lot of green there. Alright, we've got Wasp here. So Wasp, her first card here is Fitting Sting. 1 attack, 1 recruit. Size changing for blue. So she's going to be blue. Oh, she's blue and black, not blue and red this time. She has +1 attack, +1 recruit. We've got Master Physicist. Size changing for black. You get +1 recruit for each other card you've played with the plus symbol and its recruit icon. So that's kind of interesting. Oh, that's kind of a fun. So does she have an attack version of this? Positive ions. That's like a really interesting combo for some other characters. Like you could do it for, like Domino would work. Venom. I think Venom. Domino would work for sure. That's actually fascinating. Things with like Berserk. If there's an attack, yep, there's an attack one. So like, yeah, you could actually have an interesting combo with that. You get +1 for each other card with a plus in their attack icon. Yeah, that's actually really interesting. Wasp is going to be my favorite from this set too. We've got Follow My Lead. Size changing for blue. If this is the first card you play, this you get +1 attack, which is cool. And then we have her other uncommon, Infiltrate, microscopic size changing. When you draw a new hand of cards this turn, you draw an extra card, and Heist you get +3. And then finally we have Hope Returns. 4 attack, 4 recruit. Microscopic size changing for 5 blues. You get +1 recruit for each other card with a plus symbol with the recruit icon and +1 attack for each one. Yeah. So yeah, so she'll be an interesting to pair with some of the existing cards that kind of utilize increasing attack and recruit. So Cassie is actually an Avenger. So we've got her first comment here, start small, size changing for black. To play this, you must discard a card. Then if the villain in your victory pile is worth 2 or less victory points, draw a card. So that's really good dealing with if you get some henchmen in there. Giant hug, size changing for green. Choose a player. If that player reveals a card that costs 5 or more, that player draws a card. So and obviously we can work that out in solo. She might combo well with her other version with Stature because it's green. Looks like green and black. Colossal Stomp. You may defeat a villain that's worth 2 victory points or less if you play a green hero. We have a Quantum Beacon, 3 attacks, microscopic size changing. So these look like they're all microscopic size changing on one of their uncommons. Reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a bystander, rescue it. If it's a villain worth 2 victory points or less, you may fight it this turn. If you rescue or defeat the card, that card, don't play a card from the villain deck next turn. So that's kind of cool because you can still do the effect, but not have to lose the waste the turn. So that's actually interesting. I like that. We have Learn from the Past, microscopic size changing for 3 greens. You may do a fight effect from a villain in your victory pile worth 2 victory points less. That's awesome. Especially because her other one kills things that are 3 attack or less. So that's awesome. I'm kind of fixing that. I think that might be a little bit. Yeah, we'll just keep it going. Okay. Finally, Inspire Revolution. 5 attack, microscopic size changing for green. You get +1 attack for each villain worth 2 victory points or less in your victory pile, which could be awesome because if you're playing solo, that's 4 henchmen, so that's a 9 attack card. So and you get 2 of them basically at the beginning of the game. So that's really awesome. So she seems like she's going to be really good. Okay, so we have 4 more heroes that are no team affiliation. So let's go in movie order. Let's do Janet Van Dyne. So we've got Search for Peace, 2 plus recruit explore. You get plus recruit equal to the found hero's printed recruits. That could be huge. We have Prepare for War. Explore, you get attack equal, so similar thing. Which won't be as big, but you know. Wasp of another generation. Size changing for red. Explore, then you get +1 attack for each time you explored this turn. So that's cool. So she's going to really heavily lean onto that. That's her other common. Her first uncommon is Subatomic Size, microscopic size changing, and then if you play 2 red cards, you get +2 attack. Also draw a card. Which I love these kind of cards. These like small, draw a card, and then if you do the color matching, you end up getting an extra bonus. I love those kind of cards. Quantum Contradiction. 4 attack, 4 recruit. When you play this card, put it on top of. When you play this card, put it on top of your deck or KO it. Huh. When you play this card, put it on top of your deck or KO it. So you can just keep getting it back over and over again? That seems really strong. Am I wrong about it? That seems really strong. To play this card, when you play this card, put it on top of your deck. Oh, no, on top of the hero deck. Oh, gosh. Okay, that makes more sense. Put it on top of the hero deck or KO it. Yeah, that's pretty... I mean, yeah, that seems good, but I understand why they do that. And then finally found you. 4 attack, or 4 recruit, 4 attack. If you play a red hero, you get plus attack equal to the found... Okay, so kind of a bigger version of her two of her common cards. All right. Now let's do Freedom Fighter. So this is from Quantumania. We've got Mystics. When you draw new hand of cards at the end of this turn, draw an extra card. Love this. Love this kind of stuff. We've got Steel Warrior. Streets Conquer 1, draw a card. Love card draw. We've got Zolom. This is that crazy looking guy. Play a blue hero, you get plus 2 attack. Bridge Conquer 1, so pretty straightforward. Veb, the gooey guy, first uncommon. Reveal top card of your deck. If it has any holes printed in any of the icons, draw it. Play. Oh, that's awesome. That's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie. I love that actually. If it says reveal the top card of your deck, if it has any holes printed inside any of its icons, draw it. So does that mean to any of its icons? So the attack icon, not the cost doesn't count. It would be the attack icon or the recruit icon. That's the way I understand it. That's a funny card. Quaz, 2 attack, 2 recruit. Choose attack or recruit, then explore. You get printed value of the icon you chose of the found hero. And then finally, Freedom Forever. Explore, you may choose a player to gain the found hero. So that's cool. So you can just get yourself a free card. And 5 attack isn't bad either. Okay, let's do Gentora. So we've got 1 attack, which it's really odd they chose Gentora instead of like Scott's Crew, because you could have done Scott's Crew and given it the Crime Syndicate and had Luis as the rare. Don't know why they did that, but it is what it is. Bridge Conquer 1, if there are no villains on the rooftops, draw a card. I'm going to pull that off just because it's green. Hit and Run. 2 recruit, 0 plus attack. You may move a villain to an adjacent city space. If there's one's already there, swap them. And you play a yellow hero plus 2 attack, which is good because it's a 3 cost 2/2. You synergize with it. Unite the Oppressed, 2 attack. Sewers Conquer 2, which is a 4 attack basically if you play a green card, because Sewers should always have somebody if you've got villains. Not always, I guess. Find the Courage. You can just pull it off a lot more frequently. 3 plus recruit. Explore, if the found hero is yellow or has no team icon, you get plus 2 recruit, which is awesome. And then lead powerful allies. 2 attack. Explore, you get the attack of the printed, the attack equal to the found hero's cost. And then finally we have Conquer the Conqueror. 7 cost, 5 attack. Bridge Conquer 1. You get plus attack, plus 1 attack for each villain worth 4 more. And each mastermind tactic in your victor prowess. This is like a good end game thing, because you should, when you fight the mastermind towards the end of the game, that's 3 plus attack for easy. And then finally we have Ant Army. So we've got Up the Ante, Up the Ant, Heist, draw a card, 1 cost. Oh, these are going to be all ant puns. Antagonize, size changing, antics, you get plus 2 attack. Anticipate. Size changing for black. Antics, draw a card, 2 recruit. Anti-proton experiments. 1 attack, 1 recruit. Microscopic size changing. Antics, you get plus 2 attack, plus 2 recruit. Anti-tank weapons. 2 attack, microscopic size changing for 3 black. Play a black hero, you get plus 3. And then finally, Revolutionary Anthem. Microscopic size changing, antics 2, heist, you get 2 attack. If the card you revealed from the villain deck is a scheme twist, you get another plus 2. You may shuffle that deck. Holy cow. So you can antics for 2, heist for 2, and then if you reveal a scheme twist, you get another 2. That's 10 attack. Holy cow. That's awesome. Okay, So I'm really interested in these cards. This will be fun. Heroes knocked out. Let's look at the bystanders. So we get 2 young Cassie Langs. So you have +2 recruit, usable only to recruit a hero that costs 2 or less, or a hero with size changing. So that'll be interesting. Maggie Lang. Rescue, return a card that costs 2 or less from your discard pile to your hand. I like that. This will work really well with Spider-Man stuff too. Officer Jim Paxton. You may defeat a henchman. And then Agent Jimmy Woo. Do some close-up magic. Reveal a top 2 cards of your deck. The player on your left says one of those names in solo mode. Say one yourself. Mix them up. Reveal it. Say, is this your card? If it is, draw it. Put the rest back in any order. So, a little fun there. All right. Those are done. Let's take a look at the schemes now. So we got 4 schemes. We've got Safeguard Dark Secrets. Scheme here, 5 twists. Stack the twist next to the Mastermind as a secret. Then play another card from the villain deck. Special rules are you may have the ability Heist. You get +1 recruit. Shuffle a secret from next to the Mastermind into the villain deck. And then when the Mastermind has 5 secrets, Evil wins. We have Auction Shrink Tech to the highest bidder. 11 twists, set a card, 14 cards of a random extra hero that have size changing cards as Shrink Tech. That has any size changing cards as Shrink Tech. Twist, stack the twist next to the scheme as a hostile bid. Reveal a random hero from the Shrink Tech. This turn you may recruit that hero, but it costs 1 more for each hostile bid. If you recruit it, KO that hero or choose any player to gain it. If you don't recruit it by the end of this turn, stack it next to the scheme as a controlled by arms dealer, and then when 8 Shrink Techs are controlled by arms dealer, Evil wins. I'm glad they did this as a design change, because as more recent schemes and things like that have come up, and there are cards that are forcing you to take a card, you have the option to just KO it. I like that because that's a more recent thing, because I feel like earlier stuff says you've got to take something, and of course that could ruin your deck's energy. So I really like that there's the option now to KO it or put it back in the stack it came from, for stuff like that. Siphon Energy from the Quantum Realm. It seems like a recent design, like in the past few years. I may be wrong, but it feels like a more recent design change. Either way, I like that. Siphon Energy from the Quantum Realm. 9 twists. Set aside the Quantum Realm villain group as an extra villain group. Shuffles Ambush Scheme into the villain deck. Twist to stack the twist next to the Mastermind as a Quantum Siphon. Put a random set aside Quantum Realm villain on the siphons. Do his ambush effect. If there is already a Quantum Realm villain on the siphons, KO it. Special rules is you may fight villains on the Quantum siphons. They get +1 for each 2 siphons. When 4 Quantum villains have been KO'd, or there are 9 Quantum siphons, Evil wins. And then finally, we have Escape an Imprisoning Dimension. 5 twists during your turn. Any number of times you may spend 1 attack to seal an unsealed city space or unsealed Mastermind space by putting a card above it from the wound stack. And then it says twist, if any city space with a villain in it or Mastermind space is not sealed, stack this twist next to the Mastermind as a discovered escape route. Otherwise, return 3 seals from above the wound deck spaces to the wound deck, shuffle the twist back into the villain deck, and play another card from the villain deck. Evil wins when there are 3 escape routes have been discovered. That seems kind of crazy. All right. Let's do the Masterminds here. So we'll go in movie order. We have Darren Cross. He starts out with Brink Conquer 6, making him 14. Holy moly. Darren double crosses each player, then he transforms on his Master Strike. He can transform in a Yellow Jacket. Transform Mastermind, microscopic size changing 2 for black, so he'll go down to 6 if you play 2 black heroes. Each player discards a yellow hero or size changing hero or gains a wound, and he transforms. So he's pretty straightforward. We've got his first tactic is still Pim Particles. Each player shuffles a red, black, or size changing hero from their hand or discard pile into the hero deck. He transforms. We've got Protect My Investments. Fight if the bank is empty. Each player chooses a villain worth 2 victory points or less, or more, from their victory pile. You may choose those villains that enter the bank. He transforms. Shrinking Research Budget. Each Each hero in the HQ that has no size changing ability gains size changing for one of its hero classes. So that's a positive one. And then we have Corporate Raider. KO one of your heroes with a recruit icon. If the bank is empty, move a villain to the bank. So these pretty straightforward. So Darren Cross. Okay. Next we have Ghost. So she starts off on Ghost, Master Thief. Ghost gets +1 for each different cost among her kidnapped victims. While this side is face up, you may recruit cards from her kidnapped victims in any order, spending 2 extra recruit for each. Master Strike is each player reveals a yellow hero or discards 2 cards with the recruit icon. Ghost transforms. She's 8+ attack on that side. On this side, she's Ghost Intangible. You can't fight Ghost unless you've made at least 6 recruit this turn. Master Strike is each player discards a red hero or puts a non-gray hero from their hand or discard pile next to Ghost as a kidnapped victim. And she's 6 attack. Okay. We've got Elaborate Rescue Plan. Fight, you may choose to gain one. You may choose a player to gain one of the Ghost's kidnapped victims. We have Draining Quantum Energy Chamber. Each other player reveals their hand and KOs one of their cards that shares the same hero class as any victim. We have Nightmarish Wraith. Each player puts a non-gray hero from their discard pile next to Ghost as a kidnapped victim. And then finally, Shadowy Abduction. Put the highest cost hero from the HQ next to Ghost as a kidnapped victim. And then they, of course, transforms. I'm glad they brought Transform back. I love Transform. Okay, finally we have Kang, Quantum Conqueror. 11+ attack, rooftops conquer 3, streets conquer 3. So if there's villains there, bridge conquers 3. Okay, so he can potentially be 20. Holy cow! Always leads Armada of Kang. Set aside villains from an extra villain group as timeline variants. Master Strike is each player discards a green hero or gains a wound. Put a random timeline variant face up in the multiverse space. King transforms into Kang, Multiverse Conqueror. He's Multiverse Conqueror 8. While either side of Kang is face up, the multiverse is a space on the left that can hold multiple villains. You can fight them in any order, only while this side is face up. So flip him over, there's a space to his left. That's the multiverse. You can only fight them while you're on this side. Master Strike, is there any villains in the multiverse? Each player gains a wound. Then a villain from the multiverse enters an empty space among the rooftops, streets, or bridge, and he transforms to help boost up his Conqueror on the other side. We have Conqueror's Wrath. Fight, if there are any villains on the rooftop, streets, or bridge, each player gains a wound. If there are any villains in the multiverse, each player gains a wound. So it's just wound, lots of wounds. Kang's Defiance. If the rooftop, streets, or bridge are empty, reveal the top card of the villain deck. If it's a villain, it enters one of those spaces. Put a random timeline variant face up in the multiverse. He transforms. The Time Sphere. Each other player puts 2 cards from their hand on the bottom of their deck. You draw 2 cards. And then Multiversal Engine Core. So I think in solo, if you're fighting him and you have no cards in your hand, you do as much as you can. And in this instance, you wouldn't. If you have no cards in your hand, I think you still draw the 2. Let me know what you guys think, but I'm pretty sure you still draw the 2. Even though you won't put anything on the bottom if you played everything. And then finally, Multiversal Engine Core. Kang double crosses each other player. Put a random timeline variant villain face up in the multiverse space and transforms. All right. Let's do our villains here. So let's do cross technologies. So again, remember we have a ambush scheme. So ambush, the player this scheme captures the bystander equal to the number of players plus 1 as Pym Tech Scientist. So in solo, it's going to get 2. Special rules are once per turn. You may pay 3 recruit or discard a card with size changing. If you do, rescue a Pym Tech Scientist and draw a card. If you rescue the last scientist, defeat the scheme. Twist is this captures another Pym Tech Scientist. Then if it has 3 or more, each player discards a card. So it doesn't look like you can lose the game. It's just something antagonizing you while you're playing. We have a Yellow Jacket Prototype. 9 attack. Holy moly. Size changing for yellow for 4. Each player reveals a yellow hero, gains a wound, and it's 9 attack. Man. We have a cross security detail. While the mastermind, when the backside of the mastermind card is face up, this villain gets +2, and escape, each player discards a card. While the backside of a mastermind card is face up. So this only works for transforming mastermind. So not only what's going to do it for all 3 of the ones in this set, but any of the ones from the World War Hulk set. And then you K1 of your heroes. We've got Shrink Experiments. Size changing for black. A hero in the HQ loses all size changing abilities, then gains size changing black this turn. And then we have Hydra Arms Dealer, which we don't have the guy with the 10 rings on his neck. You get +2 recruit, usable only with heroes with an attack icon. So that's interesting. Okay, so it's cross technologies. We then have Ghost Chasers. So here's high speed car chase. Ambush, stack 2 cards from the wound deck next to the scheme as dangerous stunts. If there's a villain in the streets, add 2 dangerous stunts. Then if there is at least 5 stunts, there's a car crash. Each player gains 1 of the stunts as a wound. KO the rest of the stunts on the scheme. And the scheme... and the scheme. Okay. Otherwise, return all dangerous stunts to the wound deck. If there are still stunts here, move a villain to the streets. If there are any stunts, defeat the scheme. Okay, cool. We've got Goliath. Size changing green. Ambush. Goliath double cross each player. Fight. Goliath topples over, crushing another villain. You may defeat a villain that... Oh, that's funny. That's hilarious, actually. That's 4 less in adjacent city space. We have Bill Foster. To fight Dr. Bill Foster, you must solve a math equation. Oh, that's awesome. Discard 3 cards such that the cost of 2 of them add up to the cost of the third. They all can't be 0. Hold on, that is sick. That is awesome. And if you don't know, I mean, my bachelor's degree is in math, so I should not fail this. They all can't be 0, and then escape. Each player discards a card that costs 0. So you could do a 0, 1, and a 1 to get 0 plus 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals 2 or whatever. That's awesome. I'm a big fan. We've got Sunny Birch. Ambush. Sunny Birch double crosses each player. Fight. Heist. You may choose to gain a black or blue hero from the HQ. We have Usman, the Truth Serum. With Truth Serum. Fight. Look at the top card of the hero deck and claim a hero class. Choose another player to guess truth or lie. If they guessed right, they either KO the hero or choose a player to gain it. If they guessed wrong, you decide what hero to gain instead. In solo, you just decide. Yeah. We have, and I don't know how to say this guy's name. I don't even remember him, honestly. KO up to 2 of your heroes. If you heist, we have corrupted government agents. Ambush, corrupted government agents across each player. Fight, you may look at the top 3 cards of any deck and put them back in any order. And then Sunny Birch's Goons. Fight, heist, you get +2 recruit. All right, we then have Armada of Kang. So here is the ambush scheme. Ambush. If the bridge is empty, move a villain to the bridge. Choose an unused henchman group and stack henchmen from it next to the scheme equal to the number of players. Special rules are players may fight henchmen stacked here, where those henchmen have bridge 1 conquer. If you defeat the last henchman, defeat the scheme. Twist is stack another one of those henchmen next to the scheme from a victory pile if necessary. Then if there are 2 more henchmen here, then another player, then a number of players, each player gains a wound. 3 of those henchmen enter the city, and you may KO the scheme and the rest of those henchmen. I feel like there's a lot of rules text we're dealing with in this set. So we have MODOK here, microscopic size changing for blue, ambush MODOK double cross each player, fight each player KOs one of their heroes. We have a Quantum Not Elite, Rooftop Conquer and Street Conquer 2, so it can be really strong. Fight KO 2 of your heroes. We have Pursuit Craft, Rooftops Conquer 2, Ambush. If any other villains or masterminds have Conquer abilities, naming an empty city space, Pursuit Craft moves to one of those spaces. Energy Shield, Street Conquer 2, Ambush. Put Energy Shield above the mastermind space. While it's there, you can't fight the mastermind, so we have to fight Oh, that's annoying. Lord Krylar's Yacht. Ambush. You may say, I'm sure we can trust Lord Kylar. If you do draw a card, reveal it. And if it's an odd number cost, Lord Kylar double crosses each player. Fight, same effect. Escape, same effect. Troop Ships of Kang. Rooftops Conquer 2. Ambush a villain worth 2 or 3 victory points from any player's victory prize enters the city. And then finally, we have City Defense System. Street Conquer 2. Ambush each player reveals a blue hero or gains a wound. Yeah. Okay. A lot of conquering there. We have Quantum Realm. So we have Quantum Mania as the ambush scheme. Ambush. Each player puts a non-green hero from their hand or discard pile next to the scheme as a quantum duplicate. Then do the twist effect below. The top card of the hero deck becomes another quantum duplicate. Each player reveals their hand and discards all cards that have the same name as the quantum duplicate. Special rules: you can spend attack equal to the quantum duplicate's printed cost to KO that hero or choose a player to gain it. When there are no quantum hero duplicates, defeat this scheme. Seems crazy. We have Quantum Mobia. Microscopic size changing for green. Quantum Mobia eats a henchman from any player's victory pile, capturing it and gaining its printed attack. Fight. Put the eaten henchman in the victory pile and do its fight effect. We have a Hungering Energy. Microscopic size changing for black. KO one of your heroes. We have Lord Krylar's Appetite. It's microscopic size changing for red. Choose a hero to eat. Choose a player to eat the appetizer and KO all cards of their choice from their discard pile. Oh, that's awesome. Sky Manta. Explore. If you recruit the found hero this turn, set it aside when you draw a new hand. Okay, it kind of basically gets God, what's from the X-Men set? When you recruit a hero and set it aside. I can't remember the name, the keyword, but you basically recruit the hero, it gets set aside, and then you can add it to your hand. Yeah, I don't remember what it is, but you know what I'm talking about. It's from X-Men, right? Anyway, Lord Krylar's Valet. Explore, you get plus recruit equal to the found hero's printed recruit. Axion Bartender. Ambush, any number of times this turn, you may pay 2 recruit to buy a refreshment and KO wound from your hand or discard pile, or any player's discard pile. And then finally, Axion, I don't know this word. Explore. The found hero costs 2 less to recruit this turn. Okay, cool. So those sound like they're fun. And then we have, finally, we're going to have the henchman groups. So we have Tardigrade, microscopic size changing for blue, KO one of your heroes. Quantum Knots, 2 attack, Street Conquer, and Rooftop Conquer 1. And then finally, Quantum Hound, 3 attack, choose attack or recruit, then explore. If the found hero has that icon that you choose, KO one of your heroes. All right, so that's going to be the overview and unboxing of Ant-Man MCU stuff. It's actually our first bit of post-Infinity Saga. Well, no, that's not true. We had What If. I lied. But Sacred Timeline Infinity Saga, I guess, which would be Quantum Mania, which deals with the multiverse anyway. So that's going to be it for this video. So what we're going to do is, because this came out, I'm going to end up doing, so this weekend, we're going to finish out What If. Then next week, we'll do 3 playthroughs, 1 for each mastermind. That way we can see the entire set. And then we'll do Echo the week after that. So that's kind of what's coming up in the docket here. So yeah, so next weekend we'll do like we did these past few weekends and do Friday, Saturday, Sunday playthrough of all the Ant-Man set. But yeah, that's going to be it. If you got this set already, let me know what you guys think of it. It seems a little complex, honestly. There seems to be a lot of, I think because of where we are in the game, there's a lot of, they have to be very creative with the keywords, and so you've got a lot of things you kind of have to manage. I feel like they've been more complex as time has gone by, but we have a lot of keywords, so you kind of get to that point in general. But it seems like there's a lot of things to look at, and maybe a lot of easy rules to miss with some of these things, just because there's a lot of rules text on these cards. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of it so far, and I'll see you guys next week with these playthroughs. But until then, thank you guys so much. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.